Hello, and thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Tonight's going to be an experiential practice. We're going to be doing SRI, which stands for Somato Respiratory Integration, and is a practice of getting connected between our mind, our body, and our environment, developed by Dr. Donald Epstein. If you're interested, I highly recommend checking out his book, The 12 Stages of Healing. Each one of these stages that we're going to do tonight is at the end of different chapters. So everyone, find a place, find a space that you're just going to be able to be. Won't be interrupted. Ideally, we want to lay down. Sitting up will work also. I've even done some of these standing. That's totally fine. Whatever works for you, here and now. Get comfortable. We're going to start by breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Just tuning in getting a feel for the space around the body. Getting a feel for the space within the body. Just checking in . Now, while we're doing this exercise, we want to make sure that when we're paying attention in a way that's going to actually help us to produce change. There's 3 different focuses, 3 different strategies that we can use in our focus. One of these is going to produce the most change. The second one is going to produce good change. And the third one's going to be a total waste of time. How do you know if it's a waste of time? Is it a struggle? Is it hard? Are you efforting? Are you trying to make it happen? Whichever one of these strategies that's the most efficient for you is also going to be the most effortless. It's going to be the one that is most peaceful, the one that you have the easiest time staying concentrated on, staying connected to, keeping your focus on it. So let's just identify at least one of these strategies for you right here and right now. Breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Place your hands comfortably on the center of your body, palm over palm, somewhere on this center line. Now, as we're breathing in and out, there's 3 different components to respiration, and that respiration means breathing. The first component is the actual air coming in and out, what we would call the breath. So up underneath your hands, can you feel the air moving into that space right up underneath your hands with the inhale? Can you feel the air leaving the space right up underneath your hands during the exhale? How easy is it for you to pay attention to the actual breath directly underneath your hands? Now, the next strategy that may be ideal for us in the moment is the movement. Every time we inhale, there is a rise or an expansion of the area up underneath our hands. And every time we exhale, there's a fall or a contraction. Move the area directly underneath your hands. Expand it, move it upwards, and then allow that area to collapse, allow that area to fall back down. Pay attention to the movement that occurs with respiration. If it's easy to focus on that movement, it's a great strategy for you. If you notice yourself efforting, if you're trying, if you're pushing, if you're struggling, if the movement just does not feel comfortable to pay attention to, this is not the strategy for you. And the last one, the last strategy that may be ideal for you right here and right now is energy. Pay attention to the feeling just before the movement or the breath. Imagine that area being charged up with the inhale, and allow that charge to dissipate with the exhale. Feel the sensations right up underneath your hand. Feel the energy, feel the charge, feel the potential that goes along with the respiration, with the inhale and the exhale. Now, out of those three strategies, take a few breaths and play around. Which one is the most effortless for you to stay focused on? The movement of inhale and exhale? The breath of inhale and exhale? Or the energy, the potential before the breath and movement? If you've identified which one is a challenge, you got a 50-50 shot other than that. So just pick one. If you've been doing SRI for a while, pick your top two. Begin focusing, using that order. And we will move into stage one. And as we move into stage one, I invite everybody together to move through this practice, experiencing the rhythm, experiencing the actual awareness level of stage one. At any point during this exercise, feel free at the end of a stage to not move forward. If you feel one of these four stages as being very charged, very powerful, there's a big shift, you've gotten what you needed. So feel free to just relax and experience everyone else doing these together. If you're super charged up, if you're ready to break down any barriers, charge forward, feel free to do all of these exercises, all of these stages. But remember, efficiency is putting in the minimal amount of energy to get the most change, not the most amount of energy to get some sort of change. So give yourself permission to experience change and enjoy the ride. We're going to place our palms over our palms, still breathing in the nose, out the mouth, using our primary strategy of focus. We're going to place our palms at the very, very top of our sternum, right below the throat, making sure that the thumbs are parallel to the hands and the palm of one hand is directly behind the palm of the other hand. Focusing the energy, focusing the movement, focusing the breath directly up underneath the hands, searching for a place or a space within that respiration cycle in which we can just let go. A place or space of peace, of ease, of connection, of being able to just be and allowing the body to move through this cycle of inhale and exhale. What's the quality of that place or space? Is it a tiny blip, or is it the majority of the exhale? Or does it even involve the exhale and the inhale? Now we're going to move the hands, palm over palm, directly over the solar plexus. This hard breastbone, if you follow it all the way down, it'll turn to a soft spot. Place our hands right at the very bottom of that hard sternum breastbone, right over that soft spot. Focusing the movement, focusing the energy, focusing the breath directly underneath the palms. Only this spot, as we're experiencing that respiratory cycle. What's the quality of that place or space when we connect with ourselves here? Of peace, of ease, of connection, of home, of being able to let go and just be. Now, move the palms directly over the belly button. Keep the focus directly underneath the hands. Be aware, is there any other spot on the body that tries to jump in before the place that we're connected to? Is there a place or space that tries to, in our body, that tries to distract us, tries to run the show? Just be aware of that. Directly over the belly button, in the nose, out the mouth, utilizing whatever strategy we identified previously as the most effortless. What's the quality of that place or space over here on the belly button? What's the quality of that place or space of peace, of ease, of connection, of just being? Now move back up to the top. Now, compared to the belly button, the place at the very top of the sternum, what's the quality of the place or space of peace and ease like comparative? Take one full respiratory cycle, utilizing whatever strategy is working for you, energy, or breath, or movement. And then move back to the belly button. Full, complete respiratory cycle. What's that quality difference between the places and spaces of peace and ease between the belly button and the very upper part of the sternum? Once we've identified which place or space has the largest, most peaceful, most easy to find, most intense place or space of peace and ease, of connection, compare that spot to the solar plexus. Full, complete respiration directly underneath the hands of the solar plexus. What's the quality of that place or space directly underneath the hands of the solar plexus compared to the other spots? Now identify which one of those three spots is your favorite. Which one is the most connected? Which one has the largest place or space of peace, ease, and connection? Which one is the most obviously peaceful and at ease and effortless to connect to and stay focused on? Again, utilizing whichever strategy to focus on the respiration with, whether it's energy and then movement and then breath. Now, when we found our favorite spot, now identify our least favorite spot, the spot that we have the most trouble with. If you already know where it is, go ahead and stay on your favorite spot. If you've identified your favorite spot, go back and forth between the other two spots and identify your least favorite. If you're not sure which one's your favorite spot is, you can start backwards. You could start with the least favorite spot, the most uncomfortable spot, the least connected, the one where you struggle to find that place or space of peace and ease. And other than that one, you got a 50-50 shot. I like those odds. So when we've identified our favorite spot, and we've identified our least favorite spot, we're going to call our favorite spot, spot number 1. We're going to call our second favorite spot, the one that is neither our favorite nor our least favorite, we're going to call that kind of favorite spot, spot number 2. And we're going to call our least favorite spot, spot number 3. Move to spot number 1. Palm over palm. Respiratory cycle, inhale, exhale directly underneath the hands, making sure that no other spots distract from either the energy, the breath, or the movement. We're going to connect here for about 2 to 3 full respiratory cycles. In the nose, out the mouth, really savoring, really dropping into, really experiencing that place or space of peace and ease, Now move to spot number 2. Compare spot number 2 with 1 to 2 full respiratory cycles. Identifying that place or space of peace and ease and what's different, and then move back to spot number 1. 2 to 3 full respiratory cycles. Dropping in to that place or space of peace and ease, fully experiencing it. And again, move to spot number 2. 1 to 2 full respirations, utilizing your strategies, noticing the difference. Back to spot number 1. 3 to 4 complete, full, but effortless respiratory cycles. Focusing on our primary strategy, primary order, whether that's movement, whether that's breath, whether that's energy, directly underneath the hands. And now we're going to move back to spot number 2. And as we do, repeat after me before the respiratory cycle. This place seems so stuck.
This place seems so stuck.
Now, fully experience the respiratory cycle. 1 to 2. Identifying that place or space of peace and ease and really drop into, I am so stuck. And move back to spot number 1. Fully experience that place or space of peace and ease in spot number 1. 2 to 3 full, complete respiratory cycles, utilizing whichever focus is most effortless, whether that's movement, whether that's energy, whether that's breath. And move back to spot number 2. And right when you touch spot number 2, repeat after me. Sometimes it seems like I'm so helpless. Go.
Sometimes it seems like I'm so helpless.
Fully experience that place or space of peace and ease in spot number 2 with the experience of sometimes in life it seems like we're completely helpless. And move back to spot number 1. Fully experience that place or space of peace and ease in spot number 1. Utilizing the respiratory cycle in the nose, out the mouth, whichever strategy is working for you, whether that's breath or energy or movement. And move back to spot number 2 and repeat after me. Sometimes it seems like nothing works. Go.
Sometimes it seems like nothing works.
Fully experience spot number 2 with the experience of sometimes in life, no matter what we do, it just doesn't seem to work. And move back to spot number 1. Fully drop into that place of connection, that place of peace, that place of ease, that place of home. Notice if any of the strategies start to change, notice the differences within the body. And when you're ready, move back to spot number 2 and repeat after me. Sometimes it seems like things will never change.
Sometimes it seems like things will never change.
Experience spot number 2 with the experience of sometimes in life, it just like seems that it's going to go on forever and we don't like it. Experience that and move back to spot number 1. Through 2 to 3 full respiratory cycles. Dropping into that place or space of peace and ease, of connection. Now move back to spot number 2 and just check in with spot number 2 for 1 to 2 breaths. What's different about spot number 2? What's different about that place or space of peace and ease? What's different about you? What's different about the space around you? 1 to 2 full respirations, and then moving back to spot number 1. If you noticed a difference in yourself or in spot number 2, I invite you to move on to the next part of stage 1. If you did not notice a difference, that's totally fine. Just honor that and continue to move back and forth between spot number 1 and spot number 2. If you're ready to move on, after connecting to that place or space of peace and ease in spot number 1, now move to spot number 3. Just check in with spot number 3. Check in with that place or space of peace and ease. What's the quality? How is it different than spot number 1? And then move back to spot number 1. 3 to 4 complete respiratory cycles utilizing whichever strategies are working for us in the moment. Connecting to that space or place of peace, ease, connectedness, focus, clarity, effortlessness, being, and move back to spot number 3 and repeat after me. Sometimes it seems like I am so stuck.
Sometimes it seems like I'm so stuck.
Experience spot number 3 with the awareness that sometimes in life, it just seems like things are stuck. Full respiratory cycle and then move back to spot number 1. 3 to 4 full, complete, utilizing our strategies. Move back to spot number 3 and repeat after me. Sometimes it seems like I'm so helpless.
Sometimes it seems like I'm so helpless.
Experience spot number 3 fully with the awareness that sometimes in life it seems like we are completely and utterly helpless. Now move back to spot number 1. Drop into that place or space of peace and ease in spot number 1, utilizing whichever strategy is working for us, whether that's movement and then the breath, or the energy and then the movement, or the breath and then the energy, or the breath and then the movement, or the energy, then the breath. And moving back to spot number 3, repeat after me. Sometimes it seems like nothing works.
Sometimes it seems like nothing works.
Experience spot number 3 with the awareness that sometimes in life, no matter what we do, it just is not working. Full, complete, and move back to spot number 1. Dropping in to that place or space of peace and ease. Feeling the connection, feeling the ability to just be. And moving back to spot number 3, repeat after me. Sometimes it seems like things will never change.
Sometimes it seems like things will never change.
Experience the full respiration in spot number 3 as it is, with the awareness that sometimes in life, no matter what, it's just not changing and it sucks. Move back to spot number 1. Fully experiencing that place or space of peace and ease. Now move back to spot number 3 and just check spot number 3 out. What's different about that place or space of peace and ease in spot number 3 now? Just 1 to 2 full breaths. And back to spot number 1. Now, if you noticed a difference in spot number 3, if you notice a difference in yourself after spot number 3, if you notice a difference in the space around you after spot number 3, I invite you to move on to stage 2. If not, there wasn't a big change. If you didn't notice anything significant, that's okay. Honor where we are at any time in this present moment allows us to build up enough energy for the potential to change. If you experienced a change, I'm going to move on to stage 2. If not, just relax and just feel the space within the body and around the body for these next 3 stages. Now, move from spot number 1 to spot number 3 and just feel the difference. Just be aware of the difference. 1 full respiration using your strategy in spot number 1, and then switching to spot number 3 and experiencing the difference. Back and forth, utilizing your strategy, whatever's working for you. movement, and then breath, energy, and then movement, breath, and then energy, back and forth, one full respiratory cycle in each. Now, whichever spot you notice is a little bit diminished, it might be spot number 1. Spot number 3 also might be the one that you're still having the most trouble with. Whichever spot right now is not as strong, whichever one is now a struggle, move directly over that spot and repeat after me. Speak up.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Use a nickname that you were given as a child by someone of authority that you really respected, that you really loved. You knew this person was always going to say something if they saw that you were not speaking up, that you were not expressing yourself. If you were playing too small, may have been a coach, may have been a family member, may have been a family friend, but somebody that was always looking out to make sure that you, the real you, was able to express yourself. If there's nobody from your past, utilize your adult self right now and use a nickname and say, speak up, and then fill in the blank with a nickname. Go.
Speak up, Don Don.
Speak up louder.
Speak up louder.
Now go back and forth between spot number 1 and spot number 3 again. One full, complete respiratory cycle in each. Now place one hand on spot number 1 and breathe completely and fully into spot number 1. And place the other hand on spot number 3 and breathe completely and fully into spot number 3. Utilizing whatever strategy is working for you, whether it's first energy, whether it's first movement or breath. Go back and forth between breathing up underneath the 2 hands. Full, complete cycle under spot number 1. And then full and complete cycle under spot number 3. Back and forth. Back and forth. Paying attention to that place or space of peace and ease within spot number 1 and within spot number 3. And you might notice that the body starts to pick up this rhythm. That the back and forth breathing under spot number 1 and then spot number 3 and then spot number 1 just starts to happen on its own. You might feel a connection between those 2 spots, like they're moving or working or sharing energy together. Breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Once you notice that these 2 areas have developed a rhythm, once you notice the connection between them, repeat after me. I have different parts.
I have different parts.
I have different rhythms.
I have different rhythms.
Some of them I like.
Some of them I like.
Some of them suck.
Some of them suck.
But these are all me.
But these are all me.
And you have to laugh. Even if it's a fake laugh, you have to get in there, discharge the energy of that polarity, and laugh back and forth between spot number 1 and spot number 3. Now, paying attention to spot number 1 as we breathe into it. What's the quality of the space or place in spot number 1 that you like? And then moving into spot number 3, what's the quality of spot number 3 that you don't like? Pay attention to the difference between the two, back and forth. What is it? 1 to 2 things that you like about spot number 1. Is it open? Is it free? Is it strong? Is it connected? Is it expansive? Is it effortless? Is it smooth? And then what are 1 to 2 things that you don't like when you connect to spot number 3? Is it scary? Is it hard? Is it uncertain? Is it confusing? Is it tight? Is it dense? Is it stuck? Is it closed? Is it weak? Back and forth between spot number 1 and spot number 3. And when you've identified 1 to 2 different aspects about each, seeming opposite aspects, repeat after me. I have many different parts.
I have many different parts.
I have many different rhythms.
I have many different rhythms.
I have parts that are open and relaxed.
I have parts that are open and relaxed.
I have parts that are closed and tense.
I have parts that are closed and tense.
I have parts that are strong and free.
I have parts that are strong and free.
I have parts that are weak and restricted.
I have parts that are weak and restricted.
Breathe into spot number 1. Fully experience spot number 1. And repeat after me. I have parts that are, and fill in the blank. Go.
I have parts that are sparkly and fluffy.
Now breathe into spot number 3. Experience spot number 3. Repeat after me. I have parts that are, and fill in the blank.
I have parts that are rough and sharp.
Back to spot number 1. Now to spot number 3. Back to spot number 1. And back to spot number 3. Back and forth. Back and forth. Now imagine that in spot number 1 is that inner child of yourself. That part of yourself that just wants to be free, that wants to explore, that wants to love, wants to be loved. Imagine that inner child. And in spot number 3, continue to go back and forth. In spot number 3, imagine someone or something that you feel hurt you. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be experience, it could be another version of you. But breathing back and forth, imagine that that inner child of spot number 1 picks up a big scoop or a big handful of your favorite food. That food that you could eat every day and never get tired of. Is it ice cream? Is it tacos? Whatever your comfort food is, imagine that that innocent child, as you're breathing into spot number 1, picks up a big scoop, and as you exhale, throws that scoop directly in the face of whoever or whatever is spot number 3. And as you inhale in spot number 3, whoever or whatever just starts laughing. And as you exhale, they throw a scoop right back into spot number 1. And spot number 1 laughs at the inhale, and exhale throws it right back into spot number 3. And now there's a big food fight Going on back and forth. Inhale and exhale between the two spots. Back and forth. Sharing the energy. That place or space that we feel hurt us. You're sharing the resources. Giving to that innocent child nourishment, fun, joy, support, fuel, protection. Back and forth. Now breathing into both spots simultaneously, feeling them moving together, feeling them breathing together, feeling the energy between the two, fully experiencing them. Repeat after me. I have many parts. I have many rhythms. My parts don't have to get along. They don't have to like each other. But they can all share a family meal. They can all give and receive. Now just relax. Put the arms down by the side. Now, if you experienced something strong during that exercise, that stage, if there's something very different in the space within the body or the space around the body, if you want to, I invite you to move on to stage 3. If there's not much difference, or you didn't really experience that much, that's okay. Honoring where we are allows us to build energy for the next step. So if you're ready, I invite you to move on to stage 3. And if not, just relax and feel and experience the space within the body and around the body as we move on to stage 3. Breathing in the nose and out the mouth, take palm over palm and put it directly over spot number 3. Tune in to that original stuckness. Tune into that original sensation that you did not like, that made spot number 3 your least favorite. Push into spot number 3. Turn your hands slightly clockwise or counterclockwise. Can you increase the stuckness in spot number 3? Can you increase the discomfort? Can you turn the volume up on it? Twist the hands, move them up, move them down to the left and the right. What is the motion? What is the experience? What is the thought that allows you to increase the stuck discomfort in spot number 3? If you can turn the volume up, you've got your hand on the volume knob. Really increase the stuckness. As you increase the stuckness, you're going to want to make a sound. Whenever you know what sound that is, just let it out. Go. 1, 2, 3, go. Make the sound of the stuckness. Make the sound of the discomfort. Fully and completely breathing all the way in. And then as you exhale, make the sound again. Keep going. Keep going. 2 to 3 full respirations, making the sound completely on the exhale. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. This is the sound our inner child wants to make whenever it's had to grow up too fast, when it hasn't been able to give or receive its gift. Now relax the hands. Keep the hands palm over palm, breathing into spot number 3. Tune back into that place or space of peace and ease. Find it. Connect with it. Even if it's tiny, under spot number 3 is your inner child. That innocent part of you that just wants to play, just explore, just wants to love and be loved. And somewhere along that line, that inner child was wounded. It wasn't allowed to be as happy as you know you could be. It wasn't allowed to be as free as you know you could be. Just acknowledge this inner child, like you, the adult, is walking up to this inner child and just recognizing that you weren't allowed to be totally and completely authentically you at some point in your life. And repeat after me. Right here, I am so stuck.
Right here, I'm so stuck.
I acknowledge this part of me.
I acknowledge this part of me.
I apologize to this part of me.
I apologize to this part of me.
I know I haven't noticed this part of me before.
I know I haven't noticed this part of me before.
In a more loving way before this.
In a more loving way before this.
Just acknowledge that wounded inner child. And as we acknowledge the wounded inner child, just like a kid, once they get what they need, they go off to play. Being fully ready as adults to stand up to give this inner child whatever it is that they need. Now, if you had a strong experience here, if something is very different, relax the arms, put them down by the side. You can put them back on spot number 1 if you want to. But if you had an intense experience or something is very different within the body or around the body, then I invite you to move on to the last stage that we're going to do today, stage 4. If you feel that stage 3 is what you really needed, or you're not really sure, I invite you to just relax. Just experiencing the rest of us move through this is beneficial. So even if we're not doing this exercise, we're still getting something good. Honoring where we are allows us to build more energy, more potential for the next step. So if you're ready for stage 4, we're going to be breathing in the nose and out the nose, fully experiencing spot number 3. Breathing in the nose, out the nose. Place one hand on spot number 3. Really breathe in the nose and out the nose with intensity, like you are a raging bull and you are going to plow through anything that's going to stand between your inner child getting what it needs. You are ready to plow through any barrier, any obstacle that stands between you and the growth and change you know you are ready to achieve. You are ready to burn down anything that stands in your way of moving forward and becoming a more authentic, more raw and real version of yourself. In the nose, out the nose. Take one finger and plug up one nostril. Fully breathe in and out that nostril and then switch nostrils. Cover up the other nostril, fully in and fully out. If one nostril is plugged up, that's actually perfect. Keep going. Let nothing stand in your way. In the nose, out the nose. In the nose, out the nose. In the nose, out the nose. Charging up. Paying attention to spot number 3. Really tuning in. Getting the breath, the movement, or the energy directly into spot number 3. From the nose, in the nose, out the nose. In the nose, out the nose. Now we're going to reach a spot in stage 4 where we're not sure if we can keep going. It's hard. It's challenging. The body starts to feel weird and we choose to move forward. This is us drawing a line in the sand saying, come hell or high water, I am going to find a way to move forward no matter what. Circumstances no longer control me. I am moving forward. Fire to the left of me, fire to the right of me, fire behind me. Forward is the only option. Once we have crossed that line, once we have chosen to continue and move on with authority, we are going to shout out, enough of this, go.
Enough of this!
This will not continue.
This will not continue!
I take my power back.
I take my power back!
Again, enough of this.
Enough of this.
This will not continue.
This will not continue.
I take my power back.
I take my power back.
Now, go back to breathing in the nose and out the nose. Again, building up the charge. Really paying attention to spot number 3, getting the breath, getting the movement directly into spot number 3. Moving into spot number 3, in the nose, out the nose, in the nose, out the nose. Get to that place again where you're not sure if you want to keep going. Get to that place where the body starts to feel strange. Get to that place where you have to make a choice to keep going. It would be easy to stop. You could totally stop. You kind of want to stop, but you are going to choose to keep going. And when you have, repeat after me, I reclaim my power. Go.
I reclaim my power.
I reclaim my peace.
I reclaim my peace.
I take back my authority.
I take back my authority.
I take back my freedom.
I take back my freedom.
I take back my joy.
I take back my joy.
I reclaim my love.
I reclaim my love.
Now fill in the blank with your own. I take back or I reclaim my blank. Go.
I take back my joy.
One more time. We're almost there. Choose it. Draw that line in the sand, in the nose, out the nose, in the nose, out the nose, back and forth between each nostril, full and complete, paying attention to spot number 3, like you're charging spot number 3 up with the energy or the movement or the breath, whichever one is working for you. Really get all of that into spot number 3, from in the nose and out the nose, from in the nose and out the nose. Get to that place where you have to draw the line again. Get to that place where you have to choose. And when you get there, repeat after me. I am better than this.
I am better than this.
I deserve so much more than this.
I deserve so much more than this.
I am ready for more than this.
I am ready for more than this.
Now, for humanity, take your hand and flip it so the palm is away from you. Right over spot number 3, move it away from your body and repeat after me. We are better than this.
We are better than this.
We deserve so much more than this.
We deserve so much more than this.
We are ready for more than this.
We are ready for more than this.
And just relax. Drop your hands along your side. If you want to, move back to spot number 1. Let your body shift. Let your breath do what it wants to do. Let go and allow the movement. Let go, allow the energy. Let go, allow the breath. Notice what is and just be with it. I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. Your presence is vitally important. The universe is not complete without you. Every individual part makes up the whole. Wholeness and completeness are impossible without each one of the individual parts, whether we like them or not. Every part has a value, has a place. We may not know what that is, but if we're going for holiness, if we're going for wholeness, if we're going for completeness, if we're going for raw, for real, for healthy, for strong, every part matters. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for putting in your energy, your conscious intent. When one part shifts, it affects the whole. Every shift that you make has the potential to free everyone else. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will see you in the field.